श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विजये भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमां भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् भारतीकरुणापात्रं भारतीपदभूषणं भारतीपदमारूढं भारतीतीर्थमाश्रय विद्याविनयसम्पन्नं वेदरागं वेगनं वन्दे वेदान्ततत्त्वज्ञोतिशेखरभारतीं सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमहमस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां क्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं गपत्रयं भोपलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं योगविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजम् शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं श्रीवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेद्रविघ्नोपशान्तये व्यासं अष्टनप्तारं शक्ते पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे जगदातं तपोनिधिं व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। So last time we were looking at Pandavas getting jobs, settling in Virata's kingdom, in Matsya kingdom. Then one day, Kichaka comes across Draupadi and he wishes to have her, marry her, and he asks her to come, but she declines. And then Sudeshna sends Draupadi to Kichaka's place, and there Kichaka pulls her. She runs away, and then Kichaka manages to get hold of her as she enters Virata's assembly. There, Kichaka kicks her, but then luckily, with the blessing of the Rakshasa who was trying to protect Draupadi, that Kichaka was pushed back. So, hearing this, after this, that night, Draupadi goes to see Bhima, and there Bhima asks why you are here, what is the sorrow in you, why you are crying, and she explains all the things that's happening. Yudhistira serving as a servant to Virata, Bhima and himself in kitchen, Arjuna as a losing his manhood and then living as a woman among women, Nakula Sahadeva looking after the horses and cattle. And she herself says that even though she is born as a princess and things, she's had to do all the work. So because of the Yudhishthira's gambling, now I am under command of Sudeshna. I live in that where even though I was a prince, now I live in the expectation of somebody else giving me something and this extreme misery. And she also then says that success, victory, defeat, all these are temporary. So you have success today, everything that may disappear tomorrow in defeat. So prosperity and adversity, both things come in like a wheel, keep changing, and that's why I have not lost hope. I'm hoping that prosperity will return to us, and that's why I'm waiting for that. And I have heard this previously in Panchala. And I have heard all this from the Brahmanas, and that's why I'm not losing hope. So she again says that it's all because of destiny. We are suffering. What can I do? And surely it is impossible for us to understand the destiny. She says that everybody has to suffer. Otherwise, how could Yudhishthira, who had everything under his control, is suffering like that? How I was wife of 5 Pandavas and uh, daughter of Drupada is suffering like this. Everything we had under our control, entire earth under our control. Now I'm under control of Sudeshna. I'm living her with her, and I walk behind Sudeshna like that. So, except Kunti, I never prepared any uh, engines for previously for anybody, even for myself. I never prepared. She says that so like sandal paste or things like that, grinding out those things. I never did, but now look at my hands. after doing all those sandal paste for Sudeshna and all the other people, my hand looks all this blisters and things like that. So it looks like this. So she shows her hand and cries, saying that previously even I never feared Kunti or if you or your brothers. That means she says that I was following my duty properly. So that's why Kunti never had to scold me. Similarly, you five Pandavas never had to say anything in anger to me because I was such a wife. But now I am so scared of Sudeshna saying something and I prepare for her and saying that she starts crying heavily. And then Bhima takes her and then says that I must have done something wrong and that's why I'm suffering. We are suffering like this. Bhima then takes her, hugs her, and says that my strength, everything, shame on my strength. Gandiva, Arjuna's Gandiva, shame on that. Seeing you like this in Yudhistira suffering like this, it hurts me. I saw when Keith and Kichaka dragged you in that assembly and then kicked you. I was ready to kill him at that very moment, but Yudhishthira gave a glance at me and then he forbade me. He stopped me from doing anything and he asked me to return to kitchen. And that's why I came here till I have killed Duryodhana, Karna, Shakuni, Dushasana, all these people. I will not be pleased. I will not sleep. I will not get anything. So, but he tells Draupadi that do not sacrifice virtue. So he says that try to tolerate this. Yudhishthira do not say harsh things to the Yudhishthira saying that he did the gambling, he's addicted to gambling and all those things. And so if he hears these things from your mouth, he will give up his life. And similarly, if Arjuna or Nakula or Sahadeva hear these things, they will give up their life. If any of them die, I will also die. And Bhima says that like Sukanya followed Chavana into the forest. Similarly, Indrasena, who for her husband, who's aged in 1,000 years, for her she lived. And similarly, Sita, Janaka's daughter Sita, followed Rama and then spent time in among Rakshasas. Similarly, as Lopamudra spent her time with Agastya and Savitri followed Satyavan to Yama's world, like that, you also tolerate this for some more time and then half more month, so 15 more days, and then our 13th year will complete and we will be recognized again. So you will become the king, queen again. So tolerate this for 15 more days. So Bhima says, but Draupadi says that I can't control my griefs like this. So that Sudeshna, whose another name is Kaikeyi, so she always trying to please her brother. She keeps sending me to Kichaka, and if I go one more time to Kichaka, if she asks one more time to go there, I will give up my life. So, and I told Kichaka many times that I am married, I have 5 husbands, Gandharvas, but he keeps laughing that I will kill hundreds of Gandharvas. So I'm not worried about them, I'm not scared about them. So I am very scared. If I go back and Sudeshna sends one more time to Kichaka, then I will have to die. I will kill myself than becoming uh, touched by Kichaka one more time. So she says that even Virata is also powerless, so that Kichaka dragged me there in that assembly. Everybody was there, and all of them were looking like that, and nobody did anything. So even you saw those things. So Kichaka Virata did nothing to Kichaka, even though he deserved death for what he did. And she says that you have to protect me now. I am your wife. You have to protect me. By protecting one's wife, the children are protected, and by protecting the children, oneself is protected. The father himself is like protected because if you heard previously that a man takes birth in a woman's womb as himself, right? So that's why wife is called Draupadi says that wife is called Jaya, and that's why and husband that's why should protect. And similarly, it is the duty of the wife always thinking that how should I take care of my husband so that he takes birth in my womb. So she says that Yudhishthira did, Kichaka did all this trouble to me, I want him dead, and otherwise I will die myself. So hearing this, Bhima becomes very angry, and he says that I will do what you please, what pleases you. So I will kill Kichaka tomorrow evening. So you can give up your sorrow, grief, everything, crying, stop crying. Ask him to come to dancing hall, and that hall is used by all the girls practicing the dance in the daytime, but night nobody stays there. Ask him to come there. There is a bed as well in that hall. I will be there. Let him come, and then I will kill him. That and says, as Bhima says, that even if anyone recognizes me during that time, I don't care. So Draupadi then says that you do something, but remember what we are supposed to do. Uh, we are not supposed to show ourselves, right? So kill him, but don't show that you are Bhima. So Draupadi reminds him, even though she wants Kichaka killed, she also has a duty as well. So she thinks about, and then agreeing to this, Draupadi goes to Kichaka and says that in the morning she goes there, and she goes to Kichaka and says that uh, Kichaka asks him to come to that dancing hall. Uh, she says that my Gandharva husbands are always looking after me. That place, dancing hall, is something they don't know. So you come there, and she asks him to come there. And Kichaka also very pleased. He says that I am very strong. Even Virata can't do anything. I am commanding his forces. So if you have to accept me, if you accept me, you you will have a lot of people serving for you, and I will give you 100 coins, and I will have you 100 male and female servants looking after you, and all those kind of things he promises. And hearing Draupadi's voice, he becomes that asking him to come there. He becomes very pleased, and he says that even if I will make sure that even if Gandharvas do not notice these things. So Draupadi says that when you go there, make sure that you don't tell about this to anybody. Okay, so don't tell anybody that you are going to that dancing hall. So nobody notices, and Kichaka agrees. So after that, Draupadi leaves his place, and then Kichaka, thinking about this, he prepares himself, taking bath and applying all the perfume and garlands and everything, jewelry and everything. He dresses up fully. And Draupadi also uh, prepares to go to that dancing hall. But Bhima, and that in dark time, evening time, when it becomes dark, Bhima goes to that dancing hall and uh, goes and settles himself there. So hearing this, uh, so Bhima goes there in the hall, and then he sits down and he waits for Kichaka to arrive. And Draupadi also sits in a corner watching this. And then after some time, Kichaka comes there. He comes and he says that I have given you various things wealth already. So, but I have already asked to prepare a big mansion for you, 100 maids for you, fine jewelry and clothes for you, everything that you need in an apartment, everything is ready. Maid servants, all the things you need are ready in that hall. So I'm very pleased with you. He comes there, and then Bhima, hearing this, it is well that you are very handsome. You and Kichaka, when he comes there, he says that all the ladies today telling me that I look very beautiful, very handsome. And Bhima, listening to this, sitting on the bed, says that yeah, you look very beautiful, very handsome today. It's a pleasure meeting you. Uh, But feel my touch. And he says that, and then immediately starts hitting Kichaka. And Kichaka recognizes that this is not Draupadi, and he also starts fighting. And they both of them do arm wrestling one after another, like two lions, two elephants fighting each other. And they fight in the dancing hall one after another. Bhima pulls Kichaka, Kichaka pulls Bhima, and they throw each other and one after another they hitting each other like Vali and Sugriva fought previously in Treta Yuga. So like that they fight each other. Kichaka comes and uh, hits Bhima, but Bhima did not move even a single step. And then they kind of hug each other and then drag each other like bulls, and then they with nails and teeth and everything, they using them as the weapons, they start hurting each other. So like this, they fight with huge violence, and then after some time fighting, Kichaka becomes very tired, and Bhima lifts him up, tosses him across the floor, and then goes and uh, holds him very tight. And then he tights very tight. He holds him, and then starts breaking his neck, arms, legs, and everything one after another. He breaking one after another. So Bhima like this crushes Kichaka, and then he kills him. Uh, he kills Kichaka, and after killing Kichaka, Bhima says that I have killed him. So now you are freed from. I am. He says that I'm freed from the debt I owe to my brothers because I did whatever I have done to my brothers. Or that if anything I have committed sin against my brothers, I have protected their wife as well here. So he says that after this, he says, uh, he again once more crushes Kichaka and then breaks his neck and head. And then after that he comes to Draupadi with a light. He shows that crushed head and says that, come here, Draupadi, see that I have killed him. And Draupadi becomes very pleased, and she Bhima then escapes from that hall. And Draupadi, while leaving, she goes out and says that, uh, everybody that come and see, Kichaka has been, who has harassed a lot of women in this place, has been killed by my Gandharva husbands. So she says that Gandharva husbands have killed her, Kichaka. So listening to this, everybody rushes to dancing hall, and there they see parts of Kichaka's body everywhere, legs one place, arms, stomach, head, everything is in different places. Bhima's completely dismantle his body, and it looks at that. So they are looking at where is his neck, where is his legs, like that. They keep searching, and then they think that this must be Gandharvas who have done it, and all of them, some of them become very sad, some of them become very happy. So listening to this, hearing this, that Kichaka has been killed, all his rich relatives, his brothers and relatives, they come to that place and they surround him and they see all the pieces of his body laying all over the floor. Looking at that, they think that this must be performed by Gandharva somebody. So who is this? And then they realize that this all happened because of Draupadi. So they say that this woman, because of her, Kichaka has been killed. Let's burn her, cremate her along with Kichaka. So they say that, and then they go to Virata and say that we want to burn this woman along with Kichaka because of her, Kichaka has been killed. And Virata was so powerless, he says okay to that. He agrees to that. So these Kichakas, his followers, his brothers, and everybody, they pull Draupadi and grab her, and then they carry her, tying her up. They carry her to cremation ground. On her way, Draupadi starts screaming, "Oh Jaya, Vijaya, Jayanta, Jayasena, Jayadvala, come and rescue. These Kichakas are dragging me to cremation ground to burn me alive. So come and rescue me." So these people listening to that, everyone listening to that, Kichakas think that she is calling the Gandharvas. But she is, if you remember, when Pandavas came to Matsya, they themselves gave the name of Jaya, Jaya, Jayanta, Vijaya, Jayasena, Jayadvala, like that. So hearing her cries, Bhima prepares again. He says that I will rescue you, and then from the kitchen, he escapes from the kitchen, climbing through the wall, and so that people don't notice him. He goes through a different route and he reaches the cremation ground. And there he goes and he sees as a huge tree near a large tree, and that he pulls it from its root and he carries that tree, and carrying that he walks into the cremation ground where those Kichakas were ready to burn Draupadi. Seeing him coming with that huge tree, Kichakas were all of them were very scared, and they start running and they say that this Gandharva must have come here to rescue his wife, so let's release her. And immediately they set Draupadi free, but Bhima, taking that tree, kills 105 of those followers of Kichaka, everybody in one go, one shot with that tree. He kills all of them. And after freeing Draupadi, Bhima says that I have killed everybody that have come to trouble you. Now you go back to city, the path you have come. They have brought you here. I will go through a different route because I go back to the kitchen so that people don't notice me. And having said this, Bhima goes back and Draupadi makes her way to her place where Sudeshna is there, where she used to live. So she starts her journey back. So hearing this, after this, so the hearing that all the Kichakas were also killed, Kichaka killed and all his followers also killed, Virata becomes very worried. And all the people come and say that these Gandharvas are killing everybody, protect us. The Sairandri also should not be in our kingdom because of her, all of us might get killed by the Gandharvas. So people are worried. As Kichaka listening to this, Virat also thinks that that's probably right. If Sairandri stays here one day, those Gandharvas might get angry with something we do, and then they might come and kill us as well. So Virata goes to Sudeshna and says that you tell Sairandri to leave this place because and tell her that uh, you leave this place and tell her that I told these words that asking her to leave the place, and a man should not ask a lady to woman to leave the place like that. That's why I'm telling this through a woman. So but we are afraid of you and your Gandharva husbands. So please leave. So he tells Sudeshna to tell this to Draupadi, and then Virata goes back to his place, his palace, and then after uh, being released in that cremation ground, Draupadi slowly makes her way back to the city, and on her way, all the people seeing her becomes very scared. They start running all over the places, and some even close their eyes when in so much scared. They shut their eyes, and finally, Draupadi reaches uh, the city, and they're going near the kitchen. She says that I bow to those princess of that prince of Gandharva who rescued me, and she says that, and Bhima also says that uh, you can because of your Gandharva husbands, you can live freely in this city. And then Draupadi goes to uh, dance hall where Arjuna was there, and she says that, and looking at her, all the women there says that it is good luck that you have been rescued from Kichaka, that Kichaka has been killed. And Brihannala says that Brihannala asked Draupadi, how did you kill Kichaka? What happened? How did you kill? And Sairendra says that uh, Draupadi says that why are you worried about all those things? Because your duty now, your focus is teaching dance and singing and those kind of things. You are not at all worried about anything. And then Brahmanala says that my worries or sorrows and things like that is something you probably don't understand. You know me from the olden days, because they said that Brahmanala, Sairendra, both of them previously said that they used to live in Kandaprastha, right? So among in front of everybody, Brahmanala says that you know me for a long time, and my troubles and sorrows and things like that you don't understand, but I'm glad that you are happy now. So Draupadi, then after that, she goes to Sudeshna, and Sudeshna says that whatever Virata has told her, that she has to leave the city. So hearing this, uh, Sairandri says that let me live here for 13 more days, and I will make sure that the Gandharvas don't hurt anybody in that time. And after that, I will leave where as Virata. If Virata, your king, wants me to leave, I will leave. Please allow me to leave 13 more days. And having said this, Sadeshna agrees, and they live that there in that place. So all of them, all the Pandavas and Draupadi, they spend the remaining 13 days in Matsya kingdom. Meanwhile, Duryodhana had sent spies all over the world. So all over the earth, he has sent spies to find out Pandavas. Because if he had managed to find out those Pandavas, then they would have to go back to another 12 years in forest and another 13th year in the uh, unrecognized form they had to live. Right. So, but he was sitting there with everybody, Drona, Karna, Krupacharya, Bhishma, and Trigartha kingdom, Susharman, everybody was there. And then at that time, a spy comes and he says that we have taken all the care searching for the Pandavas in the forest. We searched through all the places among deers, animals, and whatever that's living there, trees, creepers, everything in that forest. We searched there. We searched in the ashramas where rishis live. We searched near the large plants and uh, every kind of species we searched, but we could not find anywhere. And we've searched their footprints as well when they left the Dvaitavana, and after some distance, we lost their footprint as well. We could not see anything. We searched the mountain tops and every cave and all the places we searched, but there was no trace of Pandus. It seems that they have died somewhere without leaving any mark. They probably died somewhere. That's why we could not find in anywhere them. And it seems that their chariot, we also, some of us followed the chariot, that the chariot and things like that they sent from Dvaitavana, but those went to Dwaraka, and there was no sign of Pandavas or Draupadi in that, in among Yadavas. So we also went all the other places, but we could not find them anywhere. Either they have achieved something that's unimaginable, or they must have died somewhere. So they must have died somewhere. So, but among all this, while we were going all over the places, we heard something that probably will be very pleasing to Susharman, the king of Trigartha. He probably will be very happy that Kichaka, the Matsya's commander Kichaka, has been killed by invisible Gandharvas. So those Gandharvas came and killed, and I know that you had enmity with those Virata kingdom, and you were stopped by those Kichaka, but now he's been killed. So hearing this, Duryodhana becomes uh, he says that it is very difficult to decide what happens, but you go and find out where the Pandavas have gone. 13th year is about to finish. So go and find out where they are. Even if it is a smaller place, go and find there. Every place, go and search. They will return. If they return, they will return like a very angry snakes. And with their anger, they probably will give a huge punishment to all the Kurus. So that's why make every effort to find those Pandavas and go and search them. So listening to this, Karna says that let all the spies who is able, more cunning, capable of doing, accomplishing the whatever that's been asked, all of them let they go. Every spy that's there, let them go. And those who are wandering to this kingdom, holy places, mines, everywhere, let them go and search. So Pandavas must be searched, and they must be living in disguise, and they are skilled in. Uh, uh, they are devoted to their work, so they should be. It should be easy to find them. They should, but if you are not able to find, they probably are very well disguised. So go and start looking for the five people and a lady. So Karna says that hearing this, Dushasana also says that whatever Karna said is, I agree with that. Let all the spies go there in all the directions and track the Pandavas wherever they went and search in that direction. And I also think that it is possible, perhaps, that they have very much disguised themselves very much on the other side of the ocean somewhere. They probably crossed the ocean and went somewhere, or they, because they are very proud of their strength, they probably walked freely in the forest and some wild beast might have eaten them. So that might have happened. So whatever it is, for our anxiety to be cleared, go and search everywhere. Go and search everywhere. So the Shasana agrees. Hearing this, Drona says that Pandavas are very virtuous. It is very, they will never die like that. So whether wild beast or something happening to them, it will never happen to them. They are very skilled. They are very brave. They are intelligent. Their senses under fully controlled. They are virtuous, grateful, obedient, and they are all obedient to Yudhishthira, and they always follow whatever he says. And Yudhishthira is attached to the policy, virtue, profit, and all these things. He is like a father to them, and they strictly follow whatever that Yudhishthira follows, and Yudhishthira always virtuous. And because of that, they never suffer anything what you are saying. And he says that they never injure anybody, and that's why they will never perish anyway. So they will never get a death like you are mentioned. And Yudhishthira has the knowledge, all the knowledge, and he will restore his brothers to prosperity, and that's why it is waiting for him, and those they serve him with devotion, and that's why those Pandavas brothers, they will never die like that. So he says that they are very much like Rishi Munish. They have lived their life, and this time they are very intelligent and they are very virtuous, they are truthful. So that's why they have a huge amount of energy, and from that energy, because of that, they will not be dying like that. So Drona is effectively saying they must be living somewhere. You should be doing what is right, that is sending some brahmanas and all the type of spies you have, send them everywhere and go and search. So Dushasana was kind of hinting that people, they might have died by the animals, wild animals, and things like that. But Drona says that there is no way they are going to be killed like that. Then Bhishma says that I agree with whatever Drona has said, and I have no hesitation in agreeing, saying the same thing what Drona has said. Yudhishthira is having every auspicious marks, and the observant Pandavas are observant of all the virtuous vows. They know, they are know the Veda knowledge. They are religious observance, devoted to that, and they are having all type of different type of signs. So whether it is as a kshatriya or as a brahmana, they know everything. They are obedient to the counsels of the aged people, learned people. They are truthful. They are uh, they know when to do what to do. They are aware of the time, and they are, all these things are in Yudhishthira. They are pure behavior. They are duties. They know the duties of the kshatriya. Always they are obedient to Keshava, Vishnu, Krishna, and they are of very great strength. That's why misfortune will never happen to Pandavas. So he says that by their own energy, they must be living their life in concealment as part of their virtuous life. They must be living. They will never perish like that. So, but he says that I am going to give a honest counsel to you. Again, it would not be the policy of the wise men to cause them to be disturbed So he again, Bhishma says that it is not right to send the spies to find out where the Pandavas are, because Duryodhana said if he discovers, then Pandavas are to go. So that doesn't mean that he can send hundreds and thousands of spies all over the world to find out Pandavas. But Bhishma says that I still have to give you counsel, and I will give you that counsel that people like people should never give counsels that is dishonest, and only counsel that should be given should always be honest. So you should either you should keep quiet, or you should tell what is good for somebody. So he says that uh, one that is devoted to truth and obedient to the aged, uh, speaking in the middle of the assembly or among the people, should always speak truth, and he should be uh, that's the virtuous thing to do. And Bhima says that Yudhistira, he will not reside. So first you have to think where Yudhistira is going to live, right? So Yudhistira is not going to Yudhistira is going, because he is virtuous, he is going to live in a he cannot live in a place where there is not charity, there is people are not humble, people are not liberal or modest and things like that. In those countries Yudhishthira will not live. He will live in a country where people are agreeable, speech or passions under control, they are observant of the truthful, cheerful, they are healthy, pure conduct, skillful in their work. In such a country Yudhishthira will live. He lives in a place where people are not malicious, envious, they aren't or doing in vain or proud of their thems. In those countries, Yudhishthira will not live. He will live in a place where Vedic mantras are chanted and sacrifices are performed and libations are offered, poured, and brahmanas are gifted. In those countries, Yudhishthira will, where there is a clouds, always pour abundant rain, where there is a good furnished harvest. In those countries, people where people live without fear, such a country, Yudhishthira lives. So he also says that where flowers, juices, garlands, all these things are abundant, in such a grains and things are abundant, such a world, Yudhishthira, such a city, country where Yudhishthira is going to live, where people are friendly, where people have no fear, where cows give plenty of milk, fresh milk, and from that milk, curd, butter, all these things, very nutritious, the nutritious milk. Such a country Yudhishthira is going to live. He is going to live in a country where the grains, corn that produced very nutritious and edible and full of flavor, where the taste, touch, smell, hearing, all these things, people have all these objects and senses under control. There, Yudhishthira is going to reside, and he's going to reside the sights and scenes where it is gladdening. He's not going to live in a very derelict place. So, like this Bhishma narrates, he says that again, because Yudhishthira is virtuous, he is going to live in such a place where it is highest tranquility, where it is forgiveness is there, where modesty, prosperity is there. Such a place Yudhishthira is going to live. He is going to, even if he's disguised, he's going to live in such a place that where their people are doing sacrifices of pure vows, uh, hating untruth in speech and those kind of things, where Yudhishthira is going to live. He is going to live in a place where for people are achieving desirous of achieving the good things, their hearts always inclined towards virtuous things, and that's where Yudhishthira is going to live. So Bhishma says that I have told you where Yudhishthira might live. So if you look here, Dushasana said they might have done. Drona said they're definitely not dead. And Bhishma says they where they might be living. So they all giving their views here. And Bhishma says that do what you think is right after listening to me. So we'll stop here and we'll see next time what happens after that. Any questions?